In the online research that I have done, I have not been able to find anybody else who has created a video with the sound bank selection on a Sabertrio FX Saber. So that's what I wanted to do here. This is the Arclight that I got for a filming project I'm working on for my job. And I wanted something that would be durable for the kids, and I'll have more of a comprehensive review at some point, but without further ado, we're gonna get some better lighting in here, and I'll show you guys the sound fonts that come default on the Sabertrio FX Sabers.
Sound bank selection.
Sabertrio.
First up is Sabertrio. I believe most of these are from Kyberphonic. Amazing creator if you don't know about his stuff. Without further ado, here is Sabertrio. Very classic font. Cool.
Sound bank selection.
Sabertrio.
Dark edition.
Next up is Dark Edition, which matches this Saber in particular. Also get semi-reliable gesture controls.
Sound bank selection. Dark edition.
Light.
This is light. This one to me is almost like your more classic fonts from the older movies. It's kind of what it's reminiscent of. It's very Star Wars sounding font. Not that any of the other ones aren't, but...
Sound bank selection.
Light. The balance.
The balance. This is very Luke-esque to me, and it's green to boot. Sometimes you gotta try once or twice for the gesture controls, but it's got that real low hum, especially on the big swings. Okay, catch that in there.
Sound bank selection.
The balance. Darkness.
So you're gonna find this lightsaber has quite a few dark sound fonts, and I don't know if that's particular to the Dark Edition or just in general. But here's another one. This one is Darkness. Gotta be one of my favorite hums.
Sound bank selection.
Darkness. Vengeance.
This is one of my favorites. This is Vengeance, a very low sound effect, very good for your dark Sith personas. I can't. There's our gesture. Sometimes it takes a few. Very low. flashes. Pretty fun, I like that one.
Sound bank selection.
Vengeance.
Kylo Ren. I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Man, you can't go wrong, and even with the effects where the blade doesn't do the effect all the way up and down the blade, the unstable on this one, I'm visually impaired, which I should have maybe said at some point, but even I can tell, and I like this one. And the sound. So aggressive. I love this one. Can't go wrong with little Kylo Ren.
Sound bank selection. Kylo Ren.
Snippets.
So definitely Ahsoka inspired is Snippets. I've noticed it appears a little purple rather than white, but that's okay. Kind of fun.
Sound bank selection.
Snippets.
At last we will have our revenge.
Darth Maul for you.
I have been waiting.
What's cool about this one is I actually have two of these, and I have put it together into a saber staff. And when you do that with this sound font, lots of fun. But even just as one, you kind of get a sound effect. You'll hear it during the swings that makes it sound like there are two going at once. So here's the Darth Maul. Instead of a force effect, he gets some quotes. I'll do a couple more for you.
You are nothing. Give up. Sound bank selection. At last we will have our revenge. I wondered when you would return.
If anybody knows what that quote and this little sound might be from, let me know. One of my favorite things about this particular font is the swings. It's very consistent and really follows what you do extremely well. One of my actors is going to be having a yellow lightsaber, and I think I might suggest this sound font for them.
Sound bank selection. I wondered when you would. Traitor!
This is one of my favorites. I think it's also supposed to be Kylo Ren-esque. The color does not dictate that, but the sound effects during the swings on this one remind me of very specifically the Velociraptors from Jurassic Park. You'll see what I mean in a minute, maybe. You get that scream.
selection. Traitor!
You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
This is the tragedy, another kyberphonic.
So powerful and so wise.
This ignition, even with just the effect saber, again, these don't have the LEDs going up the blade like a CFX or Profi saber would, but check this out.
Soundbank selection.
You ever hear Team C?
This is one of my favorites for like moving and spinning, because you get this effect on it that really sounds fun. It's very satisfying when you're coupling it with the kinetic movement of the saber. I wish I knew how to spin a little bit better.
Soundbank selection.
Team C.
Smooth Jedi.
So these are ones I haven't seen on a lot of other sabers. They're not my favorite, but they are interesting, so I'll give them that. This is Smooth Jedi. Only one I've ever noticed like speaker crackling just a little bit. No force effect on this one, unfortunately. Interesting, though.
Soundbank selection. Smooth Jedi. Smooth gray.
It's a smooth gray, and basically the same, except with a yellow blade.
Soundbank selection. Smooth gray. Smooth fuzz.
Now, Smooth Fuzz, this is probably my favorite of the three of those. It's a very nice sounding one, and it is purple. I like the hum on this one. Force effects on that one, but that's alright.
Soundbank selection. Rogue Commander.
Getting down to the end here. Here's Rogue Commander. Good hum. Ones, for some reason, I don't know if it's that they're too bassy or, you know, what the deal is, that I get a little bit of that speaker crackle. interesting.
Sound bank selection.
So this one doesn't have a name on the audio. Not one of my favorites, to be honest with you, but it's an interesting one. It's got a very harsh power on it. It's almost a little grating on the ears.
Sound bank selection.
Sabertrio.
And with that, we're back to Sabertrio, and I wanted to show off one more thing, and that is that you can, and I didn't realize this, you can actually change the color on these styles. So I'm going to put the lightsaber slightly sideways, hit my activation and my auxiliary button at the same time.
Kyber dial.
Now I get this Kyber dial, and if I either move the lightsaber left and right, or even twisting it in my hand, will allow me to dial in a color. And let's just say, what's a color we haven't seen yet? How about a pink to close it off? I can dial in just the sort of pink I'm thinking, and then hold down my aux button. And what's nice is even if I deactivate and reactivate, or
Sound bank
if
selection.
I go to sound bank here,
Sabertrio.
Dark edition.
so we're going to select Dark Edition. Okay, I'm on Dark Edition. Now we're going to go back.
Sound bank selection. Dark edition.
Sabertrio.
Look at that. We keep the pink. So that I really appreciate, being able to dial in colors. So this first saber,
Kyber dial.
I'm actually going to turn this
Revert.
back to blue. But this saber I've left all stock. Number one, to make this video, but also just to have the colors with the sounds that they go with. But on the second one, I have greens and teals and pinks and oranges and all sorts of crazy colors, as a means to inspire creativity for my kids during kind of our filmmaking process. So if you have any questions about anything specific with the Sabertrio, this is the Arcalite Dark Edition, and again, I got these in FX to film with, so they're pretty durable. I haven't had any issues yet with the blades or anything like that. I'm hoping that these are showing up decently on camera, but yeah, lots of fun, and if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer what I can. And all of that having been said, if you have any questions, comments, queries, theories, ideas, or anything else, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section down below. May the Force be with you. Peace.